I never believed in soulmates. Not the romantic kind, anyway. But Emily? She made me a believer. We met in a dingy coffee shop in Portland, Oregon, during one of those endless Pacific Northwest rains. She was sketching tarot cards on a napkin, the lovers, the death card, stuff like that, and I spilled my latte trying to impress her with some dumb line about fate. She laughed, those green eyes lighting up like she saw right through me. 6 months later, we were inseparable. Road trips across the USA, chasing sunsets from the Badlands to the Vegas Strip. She called it our eternal adventure. I called it love. Emily had this vibe. Not quite goth, but close. She collected old grimoires from estate sales, burned sage in our tiny apartment, and whispered incantations under her breath when she thought I wasn't listening. Just family traditions, she'd say with a wink. Witchy blood from my grandma in Salem. I humored her. Hell, I even let her read my palm once. She traced the lines and murmured, "Your fate's tied to mine now. Forever." I kissed her and joked, "Better not haunt me if I go first." Famous last words. It was last summer, July 14th, on I-80 cutting through the salt flats of Utah. We'd been driving for hours, windows down, her bare feet on the dash, singing off-key to some indie folk playlist. The sun was dipping low, turning the endless white expanse into a mirror of fire. I was tired, too tired. A semi-truck swerved into our lane out of nowhere. Brakes screamed. Metal twisted like tinfoil. Emily's hand gripped mine as the world flipped end over end. I remember the crunch. The shatter of glass like 1,000 breaking promises. Then nothing. Black, endless nothing. But not really nothing. I woke up, or whatever you call it when you're dead, in the hospital room. No, wait. Not quite. The air was thick, like breathing through wet cotton. I could see Emily in the bed across from me, bandaged and bruised, tubes snaking into her arms. Monitors beeped a steady rhythm, but it sounded distant, like underwater echoes. I tried to call her name, but my voice didn't work. No throat, no lungs. Just this cold, hollow ache where my chest used to be. A doctor came in, murmuring to her unconscious form. Stable, but the boyfriend, he didn't make it. Massive internal trauma. Emily's eyelids fluttered. She whispered something I couldn't hear. The doctor nodded, pulled the sheet over, nothing. Wait. There was no body. Just an empty gurney where I should have been. Panic hit me like a freight train, or whatever was left of me to panic. I floated toward the mirror on the wall, but my reflection? Blank. A smudge of fog where my face should be. I slammed into the glass, or tried to. My hand passed right through, leaving frost on the surface that spelled out faint, swirling letters, EMILY. That's when I knew. This wasn't heaven or hell. This was her. She got out of the hospital a week later, ribs cracked but spirit unbroken. I followed her home to our apartment in Portland, an invisible tether yanking me along like a balloon on a string. At first, it was almost sweet. She'd talk to me while making tea, her voice soft and broken. "I miss you, baby. But I couldn't let you go. Not like that." She'd light candles, arrange salt circles on the floor, and read from one of those dusty books, The Chains of Erebus, something about binding souls to the living. I'd feel a pull, a warmth, like her fingers brushing my non-existent skin. But then the creepy shit started. Nights when she couldn't sleep, she'd sit cross-legged in the living room, eyes glassy, chanting in a language that twisted my insides, Latin? Old English? It sounded like nails on a chalkboard inside my skull. I'd try to scream, to beg her to stop, but all that came out was a whisper of wind that rattled the windows. One night, she held up a locket, the one I'd given her for our anniversary, engraved with our initials. Inside, she'd tucked a lock of my hair from That morning in Utah. You're here, she said, smiling at the empty air. Feel that? Our love, eternal. I did feel it. A hook in my core, yanking me closer. That night, the dream started. Not mine, hers, bleeding into whatever passed for my mind. Flashes of us, but wrong. Me laughing too loud, her eyes narrowing. Arguments we never had, where I'd leave her for someone else. You can't, she'd hiss in the dream, her nails digging into my arms until they bled black. I'd wake up, float up, sweating ectoplasm, the apartment walls dripping with condensation that formed words, mine forever. I thought it was grief at first. Hers, messing with her head. But then the accidents began. Our neighbor, that nosy old lady who'd always flirted with me. She slipped in the hallway, cracked her skull on the stairs. The cops called it freak fall, but I saw it, a chill gust from nowhere, pushing her just so. Emily didn't cry. She just touched the locket and whispered, "He was looking at you funny." The barista at our coffee shop, the one who'd comped my latte once, choked on a cherry pit during his shift. I was there, raging silently as Emily sipped her drink across the street, her lips curving. Jealous types, she murmured to the empty booth beside her. They don't understand. I tried to fight it. Oh God, I tried. I'd hurl myself at mirrors, shatter light bulbs with phantom force, anything to break the bond. But every time, the pull tightened. Like roots wrapping around my soul, feeding on my rage. And the worst part? I started to like it. The cold thrill when her enemies fell. The way she'd stroke the air where my hand should be, cooing, "See? We're a team now. Protecting each other." Last night, it all unraveled. She brought home a guy from the bar, some tech bro with a man bun and too many tattoos. I watched, seething, as they tumbled onto our bed. But he didn't touch her. Not really. She kissed him once, then pulled back, eyes distant. "You're not him," she said, voice flat. He laughed it off, but then the room went arctic. Frost spiderwebbed across the ceiling. His breath fogged, and he gasped, clutching his chest. "What the foo? I didn't mean to. Or maybe I did." The shadows in the corners thickened, coiling like smoke. His eyes bulged, veins blackening under his skin. He clawed at his throat, gurgling, as an invisible force, me, squeezed. Emily watched, unblinking, her hand on the locket. "Shoo, baby. It's okay. He's not worthy." When it was over, his body slumped, eyes staring at nothing. She didn't call the cops. Just dragged him to the tub, lit a candle, and chanted. The water turned murky, bubbling like it was boiling from below. "One more link," she said, smiling at me. "Stronger now. I get it, finally. The twist that rips through what's left of me like a dull blade. It wasn't the crash that killed me. It was her. That semi." She glanced at her phone just before, a text from her, "Make it look good." The binding wasn't to save me. It was to weaponize me. Her personal ghost, her eternal guard dog, haunting anyone who gets too close. And the creepy part? Deep down, in the rot of my soul, I'm grateful. Tied to her forever, watching her smile as the world crumbles around us. If you're reading this, somehow, from beyond, run if she looks your way. Check her locket. If it swings toward you, feel the chill. Because I'm coming. For her. Always for her. But mostly, I'm coming for you.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a twist. Stay tuned to Reddit Tales Times for your daily dose of drama, laughs, and unbelievable stories.